Children, open your books. Lesson 12, A Christmas Carol. Now, this is a play, and play is written in a different manner than that of a story. Before this, you have read stories, and this is a play, and a play is written like this. It is written by Charles Dickens. In a play, we must know the list of characters, and the list of characters is always mentioned in the beginning of the play only. So let us have a look of the characters. Narrator 1, Narrator 2, Jacob Marley, Ebenezer Scrooge, Ghost of Christmas Past, Ghost of Christmas Present, Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, and Passerby. Now, we have in play, we have different scenes, and in this play we have four scenes, and this is scene 1. You may also notice that here the speakers are given in the beginning of the sentences and no quotation marks are used. This shows narrator 1 colon narrator 1 colon means after this whatever is written, this is said by this speaker. So suppose it is written Jacob Marley and then a line is given, that means this line is spoken by Jacob Marley. So, narrator 1. Ebenezer Scrooge is an unfriendly miser who runs a counting house. He is a man to whom money is dearer than people. So, narrator 1 is saying, giving the introduction of the play, that there was a man called Ebenezer Scrooge and he is an unfriendly miser. Miser means a person who does not like to spend money. Even on general things, on necessary things also, the person will not spend money. So and he did not have any friend. So Ebenezer Scrooge is an unfriendly miser, means he is a man without friends and he never wants to spend money, and he runs a counting house. That means he keeps account of his business. He is a man to whom money is dearer than people. That means he liked money more than people. To him, money was more valuable than people. He never valued money. He never valued people. He valued money more than people. Narrator 2. It is Christmas Eve and everyone is happy, except Scrooge. He keeps himself aloof and does not share the joy of Christmas with anyone. So, narrator 2 is saying that that day was Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve means an evening before Christmas. And everybody was happy because Christmas is considered to be a big festival. Only Scrooge was not happy. He keeps himself aloof. He never celebrated festivals. Why? Because he always thought that if we celebrate festival, we'll have to spend money. And he never wanted to spend money. So he always keeps himself aloof, away from other people, and does not share the joy of Christmas with anyone. And he never celebrates Christmas with anyone. Narrator 1. Then a strange thing happens. That night, the spirit of his dead friend Jacob Marley visits him. Now he had a friend whose name was Jacob Marley. So one night, that means the night before Christmas, what happened? While he was sleeping, the spirit, that means the soul of his dead friend Jacob Marley, came in his dream. Narrator 2. Marley tries to make Scrooge understand that there are more important things in life than making money. Marley, who was dead, he tried to make Scrooge understand that whatever way he was living, that was not the correct way of living a life. And he should not value money more than people, and there are many other important things that are more valuable than making money or earning money. Narrator 1. He asked Scrooge to change his ways while there is still time, and Marley did not only explain him the importance of other things in life, but he also told him that he must change his ways while there is still time, that he still has time to change his ways. Change his ways means that he must start celebrating festivals, especially Christmas. Jacob Marley. Now here Jacob Marley starts his dialogue. So these are all dialogues, children. If you have to act out, now plays can be easily acted out on stage, and these are the dialogues for these characters. Jacob Marley. You still have time, Ebenezer. He said, Jacob said that he still has time to change his way of living. Ebenezer Scrooge. Time for what? Marley, time to change and to be kind to those who are poor and needy, especially at this time of the year. So Marley said that you still have time to change your way of living, and you must be kind. You must start being kind to people, to the poor people, and help them when they are in need, especially at the time of Christmas. Narrator 1. He also tells Scrooge that he will be visited by three spirits. The first spirit would arrive exactly at 1 o'clock. Then he leaves. Scrooge is left astonished, and Marley told Scrooge that today three spirits are going to visit him. And the first spirit would arrive exactly at 1 o'clock, and then Marley left. Scrooge, I must be getting old imagining things like that. It was all a dream, a bad dream. Why would Marley want to visit me? When Scrooge realized that Marley had come in his dream, he said that he thought that he must be getting old imagining things like that. Okay, and he thought that it was a very bad dream, and there was no reality in that dream. Why would Marley want to visit me, and why would Marley, who is dead, would like to visit him? He yawns and went again to sleep. I had better go back to bed. That silly dream had upset my sleep. Just then the clock strikes 1 o'clock. As he was thinking and was about to go to bed, suddenly the clock strikes 1 o'clock. All of a sudden, a ghost appears. It looks like a child, though it has white hair like that of an old man. Scrooge is frightened and speaks in a shaky voice. Just then what happened? The clock strikes 1, and all of a sudden a ghost appears, and the ghost looked like a child, but generally a child never has white hair, but this was a peculiar thing, a very special thing. The ghost looked like a child, but it had white hair like that of an old man. This is the description of the ghost of Christmas past. Scrooge is frightened and speaks in a shaky voice. As he saw the ghost, he got frightened and started speaking in a shaky voice. What did he say? Are you the visitor I was told would come? Ghost of Christmas past. Yes, I am. I am the ghost of Christmas past. Scrooge, why are you here? Ghost of Christmas past. I am here for your good. Come, it's time for us to leave. Narrator 1. Scrooge is afraid, but the ghost leads him away. So, the ghost of Christmas past takes Scrooge to some place. Now, scene 2. Narrator 2. The ghost then makes Scrooge see what happened in the past. He is made to see the good days of the past and to remember the kindness that others have shown to him. So the ghost of Christmas past takes him to see what had happened in his past. And what did he make him see? He made him see the good days of the past and to remember the kindness. And he also showed him that how people were kind to him, and that all the kindness that people have shown to him in the past. Narrator 1. Scrooge slowly begins to understand how unkind he has been to others, though they have been good to him. So the ghost of Christmas past showed him that people in the past had been kind to him, but Scrooge was never kind to anybody. Though he was unkind to others, people were kind to him. He realizes his mistake and begins to weep. And when the ghost of Christmas past showed him this, he realized his mistake and started weeping. Scrooge, weeping to the ghost, "Stop! This is so painful." He realized his mistake very badly and he said that it is very painful and the ghost must stop showing him all these. Ghost of Christmas past. These are things of the past as they happened. I cannot change the past. My time is up and I must go now. So the ghost of Christmas past said that this all things have happened in the past and past can never be changed. And then he said that my time is up, I must go now. That it is my time, that I must go now and my time is over and I should leave now. Narrator 2. Soon the ghost leaves and Scrooge is back in his house. He prepares to go back to bed again. Narrator 1. Suddenly he notices a ghost dressed in a long green robe with a wreath on its head. So soon as the ghost leaves, he came back to his house and he again started preparing to go to his bed. Suddenly the another ghost appeared because Marley told that 3 spirits would come, and this ghost was wearing a long green robe. Robe means a dress, green dress with a wreath on its head. And what is wreath? Wreath is a circle of flowers or leaves worn on the head. So you can see this is the spirit of Jacob Marley. Okay. And here, this is Ebenezer Scrooge, astonished to see the ghost of Christmas past. Scrooge, who are you? Ghost of Christmas present. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Scrooge, what are you here for? Ghost of Christmas present. Take my hand and you will see. Narrator 2. Scrooge takes the ghost's hand and they leave. So ghost of Christmas present also takes him to some place. Now let us see where the ghost of Christmas present takes him. Narrator 1. The ghost then takes Scrooge to his nephew Fred's house. So his nephew's name was Fred and the ghost of Christmas present takes him to his nephew Fred's house. Fred, his wife and their young children are in the living room. They are having a good time and enjoying themselves, and the ghost of Christmas present shows him that Fred, his nephew Fred, Fred's wife and their young children are there in the living room and they together are celebrating a good time. Narrator 2. Although he has been unkind to them, Scrooge sees them praying for his good health and he remembered that Scrooge sees them praying for Scrooge remembers that he had been unkind to his nephew, but they all are, in spite of that, they all are praying for his good health. He was in their prayers. Narrator 1. Scrooge remembers how Fred had invited him to share Christmas dinner at his house, but Scrooge had refused him. He feels saddened by the way he treated his nephew earlier. So he started remembering that Fred had invited his nephew, had already invited him to share Christmas dinner at his house. But Scrooge did not accept his invitation. And now when the ghost of Christmas present shows him that how they, in spite of that, despite that they were praying for his good health, he is very, very sad. Because the way he treated his nephew earlier. Narrator 2. Soon the ghost leads Scrooge away. Later he finds himself in his house and the ghost has gone. After showing this, the ghost of Christmas present also leaves and Scrooge is left alone in his house. Scene 3. Narrator 1. Soon the third ghost appears wearing a long robe with a hood. Now the third ghost was wearing a long robe with a hood. Hooded robe. Robe means a long dress. Scrooge, you must be the ghost of Christmas yet to come. That's right, isn't it? Please speak to me. You are going to show me that I have changed, aren't you? So now he realized that this time it is the ghost of Christmas yet to come, and he is going to say that he has changed. Narrator 2. The ghost points a finger at something without saying anything. But the ghost pointed a finger and he didn't speak. The ghost didn't speak at all. Instead of that, he pointed his finger to something else. Scrooge sees a group of men talking to each other. He recognizes that they are people he has worked with before. Scrooge and the ghost listened to their conversation. So Scrooge saw that a group of people were standing and they were talking to each other. And Scrooge was able to recognize these people because they had worked with him before. Narrator 1. Scrooge hears them talking about someone who is dead. He notices that the men are not sorry for the dead man, and from their conversation, Scrooge came to know that they were talking about somebody who was no more, who is dead. And he also noticed that these people were not sorry for the dead man, the men who had died. The people were not feeling sorry for them. Generally, we feel sorry for the person who is dead, but these men were not feeling sorry for the dead man. Narrator 2. It slowly dawns on him that the dead man is himself and that no one really misses him. Dawns on him means becomes clear to him. Slowly and slowly it becomes clearer to him that the dead man about whom they were talking was Scrooge himself, and no one was really missing him. Generally, we miss a dead person, but these people were not missing him. They were not feeling sorry for his death. Scrooge to the ghost. Was I the dead man? I understand that if I am not good to people, I will die alone and unhappy. So if I change, the end too must change. Please say it so. So now Scrooge realized what had happened. He realized now that he was the dead man, that the dead man about whom they were talking was Scrooge himself. And he said that I have understood that if I am not good to others, I will die alone and unhappy. And so if I change today, if I change my ways of living, my end will also change. And then people will feel sorry when I am dead. Please say it is so, he pleads with the ghost. Spirit, hear me. I am no longer the man I once was. I will honor Christmas. Honor Christmas means I will respect Christmas. Now he realized that what wrong he had done in his life for not giving value to people. He has always valued money, and never valued people. So now he realized that he should not value money. He should always consider people more valuable than money. And he said that I will honor Christmas, respect Christmas in my heart, and try to keep it all the year. And all the year I will keep on carrying the message of Christmas. And what is the message of Christmas? The message of Christmas is to help the poor and the needy. And so he said that the whole year I'll be generous to other people. The spirits of the past, the present, and the future will live in me, and I shall not forget their lessons. Please give me hope. Narrator 1. The ghost slowly vanishes, leaving Scrooge begging on his knees. So the ghost of Christmas yet to come also vanishes, teaching Scrooge a lesson. Narrator 2. Just then Scrooge hears noises outside his window. He looks out and shouts to a passerby. As he heard some noise outside his window, he shouted to a passerby, Scrooge, what day is it, young man? He asked the man. He was not even knowing whether it was Christmas was still there or not. So he asked the man that what day was it? Passerby, why, it's Christmas, of course, sir. So the passerby told him that it's Christmas today. Narrator 1. Scrooge is both happy, surprised and happy. He dances around in joy. Why is he very happy? Because the Christmas was still there. Scrooge, Christmas, Christmas, it's still Christmas. I am saved. And why did he say so? Because he realized that still he has time to make amends. I have been given another chance. He looks at the picture of Marley. Thank you, Jacob. He looks up towards the heavens. Why he looked up to the heavens? Because God, because we believe that God is above. Thank you, spirits. Thank you, Lord. Thank you all for the time. Now it is time for me to make amends. To make amends means change his way of living. Scene 4. Narrator 2. Soon he goes about making preparations to right everything that he had done wrong. So he started changing his way of living. He became kind and generous to others. And now Scrooge is a changed man. Some laugh to see such a difference in him, but he doesn't mind. But when others watch him or see him and with such a changed man, they start laughing. They laugh at him, but he never minds. His own heart is happy, and that is quite enough for him. He is happy because he is a changed man. He has understood his mistake, and that is very quite enough for him. He does not want to make other understand why he has changed his way of living. Narrators together, Merry Christmas. Adapted from A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.